Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the UDA members of parliament have issued a press statement at the National Assembly building asking the police officers in this country to arrest Raila Odinga. And in their statement, in fact, they're not only asking for arresting of Raila Odinga, they are also demanding police officers to go further and arrest Uhuru Kenyatta, the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya. This is what Kimani Ichung'wah is saying. We ask the IG of police not just to arrest the small boys who are paid to riot. If the buck stops at the door of Mr. Odinga, go for Mr. Odinga. If the buck stops at his sponsor's door, go for them. When you talk about sponsor, definitely he is indirectly talking about Uhuru Kenyatta. This is what Kenyans.co.ke shared. UDA MPs hold press briefing to pressure police to arrest Raila Odinga and former President Uhuru Kenyatta over mass action. Just, it's laughable. Just reading that statement. The reason of arresting these two, the issue about mass action. Now, today I'll just tell you direct. These UDA people understands very well what is happening here. And there is a game they're trying to play here. The truth is that the main thing that Raila Odinga was looking for and top as new leaders was an attempt by the police officers to arrest him. That was going to be a big day for the Azimio la Umoja and many Kenyans who support Raila Odinga. Definitely, that's how the government was going to fall into the Azimio la Umoja trap. Yes. Raila, in fact, ODM was going to be so much happy if this police could have attempted to arrest Raila Odinga. But police were working under instructions to make sure that they are not touching on Raila Odinga because they know what it means, touching on Raila Odinga. And by the way, a friend of mine, and of course this one is my classmate, former high school classmate, shared a post, and in his view, there is a lot to learn. And this is what he's sharing, what he's saying, which is making a lot of sense. This is the truth of the matter. You might take it as a joke, but in this joke there is reality. This is what he said. His name is Lucas Mtakatifu alitoa wapi. In Kenya, we have 4 arms of government. Number 1, Raila Odinga. Number 2, legislature. Number 3, judiciary. Number 4, executive. For the well-being of this country, the above 4 arms must function together in harmony. Thank you. It might look like a comedy, but UDA understands this. In fact, what Lucas is talking about is what UDA party, William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza understand. You cannot attempt to arrest Raila Odinga. Therefore, if that can never happen, the question is, why is UDA bringing this kind of threats at such a time? I want to explain to you. They have a serious reason they're trying to do. Their work is to divert the attention of Kenyans. Reverse psychology. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request. For those who are watching and you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. By the way, this is what Junet Mohammed is saying. How can Raila be above the law and the constitution that he fought for? And the constitution that he fought for? That's a question. He was jailed for 9 good years so that Kenya can enjoy democracy. How can you accuse the same person to be above the law? UDA wanasema kwamba Raila ako above the law. There is 2 things that UDA party or Kenya Kwanza is trying to do here. In fact, what they are doing, I can refer to is damage control. Number 1, police officers misbehaved when they were handling the Azimio or Kenyans who are protesting. They mishandled protesters. And in fact, they jeopardized business at the CBD. If there is someone that the Nairobi governor Sakaja should be blaming, then it is the police officers who made business so much hard in Nairobi, not even as new supporters. Remember, Raila Odinga came to the street later in the evening, but the entire day from morning, it was police officers who were dispersing even peaceful people who were just walking in Nairobi. I read a comment in our previous video, and someone was saying that there are more than 3 people who died. I know of one, a university student, Ukumasen. The other 2, I'm yet to understand, but there's that allegation. So these people are just trying to come and do the damage control, because they are supposed to face the burden of the damage that has happened to this country. We know the international media has painted William Ruto as a leader who is fighting the opposition and the Kenyans who are demonstrating because they are hungry. We had that video in the morning. That is their focus. So they're trying to change that, because the international media, that was the breaking news everywhere in Kenya and outside Kenya. So they are shocked. Because of that, they are trying to come and bring in other discussion that Kenyans will be talking about, rather than focusing on what has happened. So the focus want to shift to Raila Amolo Odinga. Divert attention. That's number 1. Number 2, we have had one of the headlines in the news. This one is in the Business Daily, which is very important. This was the headline. Ruto tweaks Uhuru's budget, grow recurrent by 87.6 billion. This is recurrent budget. He has increased to a tune of whopping 87.57 billion shillings. They don't want Kenyans to focus on this matter. They want to divert your attention so that you will be talking about Raila arrest and other things. But this is one of the major news that should be discussed in this country. They don't want people to focus on this. President William Ruto administration has increased the budget for the day-to-day running of the national government by 87.57 billion as his administration reorganized the budget plan inherited from the Uhuru administration. Recurrent expenditure for this financial year ending June has been revised to 1.27 trillion from previous cap of 1.18 trillion set by the former regime. That is according to the data. Sasa yule Uhuru mwenye tulikuwa tunaambiwa ni dynasty, he was spending little compared to mtoto ya hustler, huyu wa kuuza kuku. The chicken seller is going to spend more than what the person referred to as dynasty was spending. Recurrent budget. Haina faida. Mishahara tu na sasa hii mambo mengine yote. Mishahara na matumizi ya kila siku. If it was for development, we will say hallelujah. There is no hallelujah here. This is a sad story. So tell me where in fact, this is the same William Samoei Ruto who told Kenyans earlier that is going to cut down the expenditure to a tune of 300 billion shillings. Today, instead of cutting down, he's increasing by 87.57 billion. Ile yenye Ruto huwa anaongea ni tofauti kwa mambo yenye huwa anafanya. Na hiyo ndio kawaida yake. Msishangae Ruto. Don't be surprised. Expect the opposite of what Ruto will tell you. And that's why you see Ledema Olekina and the other leaders who are now countering the UDA pressure, they were coming out to mention these things. I've heard Ledema Olekina talking about the bloating budget that Ruto is now pushing for, and now it is increased. The expenditure is going to be very high. That is where Azimio is focusing. But for this other one, they are going for populist politics, where they know that it's not going to bring any fruit. My friend, there is no way they are going to arrest Raila Odinga. William Samoei Ruto knows this. That will be the last thing he will think about. And he understands that is now calling for anarchy. He is not ready to go for that direction. If they try, for example, if they would have tried to arrest Raila Odinga yesterday, I'm telling you, Kenya hainge kalika. Even as we're speaking now, there will be mass action, destruction, and many other things. Ruto will regret. He will not go in that direction. They are playing politics. So these people are here to spend money. They are talking about mambo ya kununua magari. Ruto Rigathi Mudavadi get 802 million for new cars. People's Daily. Ofisi yenye Ruto alikuwa, yenye ameacha Gachagua ilikuwa na magari. Yenye Ruto amekuja, yenye Uhuru alikuwa anafanya ilikuwa na magari. Sasa hii ya Mudavadi ni ofisi mpya, wanapeana hizo position. Walikuwa nasema, mnataka watu wa kugawa vyeo ama wa kufanyia wananchi maendeleo? Mnasema watu wa kufanyia wananchi maendeleo. Mnasema Warren, sasa hiyo ndio maendeleo. Maendeleo ni Mudavadi prime minister, maendeleo ni William Ruto kununua magari mpya, maendeleo ni Rigathi Gachagua kupata new budget ya kununua magari mpya. Sema dynasty ni mbaya, dynasty mbaya. Now this is the reality. Ruto has blown. Look at the CASs, CAS. Hao watu wanaitwa assistant ministers. Instead of 23, he has gone for 50. Hata Uhuru hakufanya hii maneno. And we discussed that one in the morning. 50. These people are going to earn salary. Na ndio maana unaona sasa hii budget inakuja juu hivi. All this is happening when poor, sick and hungry Kenyans don't have anything to eat. Jobless people in this country have nowhere to go. These reasons are enough for people to be on the street every day to demonstrate until they get their right. Sasa, that was the main reason why you are seeing these people to divert attention by calling on police like they are giving them ultimatum to arrest Raila. People will focus on Raila, but not what is happening in the country in the current breaking news. Hayo ndio mambo nimeona hapa. Tupatane in the comment section.